They call me Squirrel.
What's going on, Squirrel Squad? How we doing tonight, today, this morning, this evening? I don't know when you're watching this, but I hope you're well. And I hope that the answer to that question is, doing pretty damn good, Squirrel. It's good to see you, buddy. It's good to see you. Hey, I got a little Dave Allen here, teaching your kid time. I've had some Dave Allen. I have a lot of people ask me to do Dave Allen. This one in particular, I think, is the one that gets requested the most. So I thought I'd jump into some Dave Allen this week and give it a whirl. We're going to see what happens, and we're going to watch this together. I'm always amazed, you guys ask me, hey, why don't you watch this or why don't you watch that? And sometimes I look at the title of something and I think to myself, how can this be funny? And in particular, Four Candles jumps out to me. Like, I remember looking at that thinking to myself, all right, this is going to be great. It's got to be. Because a lot of people are asking for it, and I don't understand how Four Candles is funny. But that's the great thing about comedy. That's the wonderful thing about comedy, is the unexpected. So I'm not sure how teaching your kid to tell time is going to be funny, but let's find out.
So one of the most important things we as parents do is we teach our children about time. We teach them important things like reading the clock. You actually think that's important?
People teach their kids that anymore? I do. Digital
I'm going to teach you to read the clock. I'm going to teach you to read the time. Why? Because it's important that you know the time. Why? Because how would you know when to get up to go to school? Mummy would make me. What if Mummy wasn't there? You'd wake me. What if we both weren't there? Wouldn't go to school. How would you know when breakfast was? I'd be hungry. Shut up! Somebody came along to you and said, what time is it? And you didn't know, you'd feel stupid. Well, why doesn't he feel stupid? He doesn't know.
It's true.
Let me go through this whole thing. I'm going to teach you. I did it myself with my son. I'm going to teach you how to read the clock. This is a clock. It's not actually a clock. It is a clock, but it's not a clock. It's a watch. It's called a watch. It's a wrist.
I just got to point this out real quick. I know. I stop the video sometimes because I want to comment on something, or because sometimes I stop the video because I'm laughing and I don't want to laugh to the next joke and miss it. So, but I just got to make a comment. I used to have a teacher in 8th grade, Mr. Benoit was his name, and he wore his watch like that, so the watch face was on the wrist. So he would get upset, and when the class would talk, and he would bite his tongue and stare at his watch face. And he was adding up seconds, and then he'd write them on the board. And then when the class was over, he'd make us wait in silence for that many seconds before he'd release us to the next class. And it didn't last long. He did that for a few weeks, and then eventually was told that he can't because he's making too many kids late for the next class. But anyways, it's always just driven me nuts that people do that, that they wear it that way. And the reason why it drives me nuts is because it's just like people putting cell phones in their back pockets. It drives me nuts. I'm always afraid I would sit down and break the cell phone. I'm always afraid I would put my hand down on the table and break my watch. That's all. It's just a weird, I'm afraid to break shit kind of deal.
Wristwatch because it's on my wrist. Yes, it's a wristwatch because it's on my wrist and I watch it. Yes, it's very good.
And I watch it.
Time is made up of zones, periods of time, all right? There's hours and minute. No, not hours. No, they're not hours. They're hours. They don't belong to us. There's a different spelling. Hours. Not Howards. It's silent. I don't know. Now, on every day, there are 24 hours. 24 of these hours. 12 in the day and 12 in the night. I know I said there are 24 hours in a day. 12 in the day, 12 in the night. But a day is made up of a day and a night. What are you, stupid? I couldn't very well say Monday night. Everybody knows when I say Monday, I'm talking about the 24 hours.
I just realized, sorry, just I just realized he's missing a digit. He's missing a digit at the knuckle. I don't know why. It just all of a sudden jumped out to me, and now I can't stop looking at it because it just was like, oh, I think he's missing a finger, and I couldn't tell for a while because it was blending with his other hand. He's nailing, by the way, how a kid um, would would respond to this. Like I got 5 little squirrels here at the house. 2 4-year-olds, a 7-year-old, 11-year-old, and a 14-year-old, and especially with the 4-year-olds and the 7-year-old, all day. These are my conversations with these people, all day, all day. I wonder how he lost his finger. It's interesting. I just noticed it. It's no big deal. I just noticed it. It was just like, oh wow.
Now shut up and listen! Now, on every clock or watch, there are 3 pointers. They're called hands, all right? They point to the hour, all right? You understand that? There's the hour hand. That's the first hand, the hour hand. The second hand is the minute hand, and the third hand is the second hand. Shut up! We'll do away. Forget about the third hand. Forget it! It's gone, all right? It's gone. Now we have 2 hands. On the face of the clock, there are 2 hands, all right? There's the hour hand, which is the fat hand, and there's the thin hand, which is the minute hand. So you have a fat hand and a thin hand, all right? Fat hand hours, thin hand minutes. Right. Now up the top of the clock, you see the number up there, 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is 12. It's not 3. It would be 3 if you joined them together. We already have a 3 here on the side by itself. We don't need 2 bloody 3s on a clock. So it's 12. All right? 1 and 2 is 12. So when the fat hand and the thin hand are pointing at the 1 and the 2, it is 12 o'clock in the daytime. Because it would be dark and you wouldn't be able to see it. Now the thin hand starts to move away from the fat hand. It likes the fat hand. Yes, it likes the fat hand, but if it wants to tell the time, it has to go away from the fat hand. So it moves away from the fat hand, leaving the fat hand at the 1 and the 2, and then it comes over to the 1 here by itself. You see the 1 to the right of the 1 and the 2? Now, that 1 is 5.
Good luck.
Because it is, it's 5. 2 is 10, 3 is 15, 4 is 20, 5 is 25, 6 is a half.
6 is a half, yeah.
Half! Because 12 is the whole, so 6 is the half. 7 is 25 to or 35 past. So now what's actually happening is the thin hand is moving around the clock from the 1 to the 2, which is the 5 and the 10, and 50. And while he's doing that, the fat hand is moving slowly away from the 1 and the 2. Yes, because fat hands move slowly, that's right. Fat things waddle away, yes, that's it. And now by the time the fat hand has got around to the 1, which was the 5, when the minute hand was pointing at it, and the 1 has come back right up to the 1 and the 2, it is now what time? It is not 5 o'clock. It's 1 o'clock. Because when the thin hand points at it, it's minutes. The fat hand points at it, it's an hour. Now you be a good boy and learn how to read the clock. And I'll buy you a digital watch.
Oh my goodness, that was really good. And see, this is what I love about this kind of humor. See, I mean, I liked the couple things that, first of all, if you're a teacher and especially teaching young children, God bless you. God bless you for having the patience to do that. Like I said, we got a bunch of little boys here at the house and we're constantly teaching them things, but we rely on teachers to help us out a lot with teaching them things because sometimes you get in a situation like that where you're not sure how to explain it. So, but also I like how he, in this bit, and this is the first bit I've ever seen from this gentleman, he has obviously an imaginary child standing there. So what he does is he keeps answering what the child is saying to him. So it takes you a second because you have to then reverse process what that child was saying by what he's answering, if that makes any sense. So kind of cool, you know. Dave Allen, well, you guys don't disappoint. When you guys recommend something, you get me laughing, and I appreciate it. I'll start mixing some Dave Allen in with the Bill Baileys and Peter Kays and Al Murrays and two Ronnies of the worlds. He's funny. He's good. I don't know. I enjoyed this. It was something interesting. 1993, huh? 28 years old. This piece here. Um, yeah, that's all I got for right now. I just wanted to, I wanted to give this guy a whirl and see what it was all about, and I wanted to get this out for you guys. If you haven't seen it, I just did a big unboxing. History Dave sent me this huge box full of treats from the UK, biscuits and crisps and chocolates. Ooh, the chocolates! And I'll be doing some videos and tasting all that stuff very soon. So check that video out. I'll put a card up over here for you. Um, and then if you're new here, of course, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and come on back. We got more reactions and more great things. I need to look up some more of those cool things with facts about the UK. I got to do some more of those soon. So watch out for those coming down the pike, all right? I'll catch you guys soon. Until next time, squirrel out.